Top 8 seeds to sow in March for a massive summer harvest. All right, March is finally here, and you know what that means? It's go time in the garden. This is the month that separates the gardeners who get massive summer harvests from the ones who are still buying tomatoes at the grocery store in August wondering what went wrong. Here's the truth. Nobody tells beginners the secret to those Instagram-worthy harvests in July and August isn't what you do in summer. It's what you do right now, in March. The seeds you start this month are the plants that'll be loaded with vegetables when everyone else's garden is just getting started. Today I'm giving you 8 seeds you absolutely need to sow in March if you want to be harvesting baskets full of fresh vegetables all summer long. These aren't random picks, these are the heavy hitters that give you the biggest return on investment, and they all have one thing in common: they need to be started now. And stick around for seed number 3 because it's the one plant that'll produce more food from a single seed than anything else on this list. Weed 1 tomatoes, the summer garden superstar. Let's start with the obvious 1 tomatoes. If you want ripe tomatoes in July instead of September, you need to start seeds indoors in March. And I'm not talking about buying transplants at the garden center in May, I'm talking about starting your own seeds now. Here's why March matters for tomatoes. Most tomato varieties need 6 to 8 weeks of indoor growing time before they're ready to transplant outside. If you start seeds in March, you'll have strong, healthy transplants ready to go in the ground right after your last frost date. That head start translates to earlier harvests we're talking weeks earlier than if you waited. Starting tomato seeds is easier than most people think. Fill some small pots with seed starting mix. Plant 2 seeds per pot about a 1/4 inch deep, water gently, and cover with plastic wrap. Put them somewhere warm like on top of the fridge. Tomato seeds germinate best around 70 to 80 degrees. Within 5 to 10 days, you'll see sprouts. Once they pop up, remove the covering and move them to a bright location, a sunny south-facing window or under grow lights. Keep the soil moist but not soggy. The beauty of starting your own tomato seeds is variety selection. Garden centers usually carry maybe 5 or 6 varieties. Seed catalogs have hundreds. You want black tomatoes? Rainbow tomatoes? You can grow all of that, but only if you start from seed. Plant tomato seeds in March, and you'll be picking ripe tomatoes by mid-July. Wait until May to plant transplants, and you're looking at late August before you get a harvest. That's over a month of fresh tomatoes you're missing out on. Seed 2 peppers, the slow growers that need a head start. Next up, peppers, and these might be even more important to start in March than tomatoes, because peppers are slow, like painfully slow. From seed to harvest, you're looking at 60 to 90 days after transplanting, and that's on top of the 8 to 10 weeks they need to grow indoors. If you don't start pepper seeds in March, you're basically guaranteeing a disappointing harvest. Peppers planted too late don't have enough time to produce before fall temperatures shut them down. Quick question: are you starting seeds indoors this year, or are you planning to buy transplants? Drop a comment and let me know. I'm curious how many of you are diving into seeds starting this March. Starting pepper seeds is similar to tomatoes, but peppers need even more warmth to germinate 80 to 85 degrees. A heat mat designed for seed starting is honestly worth the investment, or you can get creative on top of the water heater. Wherever you can find consistent warmth. Pepper seeds can take 10 to 14 days to germinate, sometimes longer, so don't panic if they seem slow. Just keep them warm and moist, and eventually those little green cotyledons will push through the soil. Start pepper seeds in March, and by the time you transplant them in late May, they'll already have flower buds forming. That means peppers on the plant by July and continuous harvests through September. The difference between March-started peppers and late-started peppers is literally dozens of peppers per plant. Seed 3 Zucchini, the prolific producer. Here it is, seed number 3. The plant that produces more food per seed than almost anything else you can grow. Zucchini. One plant started at the right time can give you 20, 30, even 40 pounds of zucchini over the course of the summer. Now, you might be thinking, wait, zucchini is usually direct sown in late spring. Why start it in March? Here's the secret: starting zucchini indoors in March and transplanting it out gives you an earlier harvest and a longer production window. Plus, starting seeds indoors protects them from pests like cucumber beetles that demolish direct sown seedlings. Start zucchini seeds indoors about 3 to 4 weeks before your last frost date. Use biodegradable pots because zucchini doesn't love having its roots disturbed. Fill the pots with seed starting mix, plant 1 seed per pot about an inch deep, water well, and keep them warm. Zucchini germinates fast, like 5 to 7 days fast. The seedlings grow quickly too, so you won't be babysitting them indoors for months like tomatoes. Here's what makes March started zucchini so productive. By getting them in the ground earlier, they establish strong root systems before the heat of summer. They start producing in early to mid-June instead of July. And that extra month of production? That's where you get those massive harvests. 1 zucchini plant produces continuously all summer. You'll be harvesting zucchini every few days. Zucchini bread, grilled zucchini. Zucchini noodles. You'll get creative real fast. If you want just 1 crop that guarantees you'll have too much food, zucchini is it. Seed for cucumbers, fresh crunch all summer long. Cucumbers are another crop that benefits hugely from being started indoors in March rather than direct sown later. Like zucchini, cucumbers germinate quickly and grow fast, but that early start makes all the difference in total production. Start cucumber seeds indoors 3 to 4 weeks before your last frost date. Use biodegradable pots, plant 1 seed per pot about an inch deep, keep them warm and moist, and they'll pop up within a week. The advantage of March started cucumbers is earlier harvests and avoiding early season pests. Cucumber beetles are brutal on tiny seedlings, but they're less of a problem for larger transplanted seedlings that already have several leaves. Cucumbers also need time to climb or sprawl. Starting them early means they're already vining by the time summer arrives, and you'll be picking cucumbers by late June or early July. Direct sown cucumbers might not produce until late July or August. 1 packet of cucumber seeds started in March can give you more cucumbers than you know what to do with. Fresh cucumbers for salads, homemade pickles, cucumber water. You'll have options all summer long. Seed 5 basil, the herb that loves heat. Basil is that herb that makes everything taste better, and if you want massive basil plants that you can harvest from all summery, you need to start seeds indoors in March. Basil is actually pretty slow from seed. It takes 4 to 6 weeks to get to transplant size. Starting it in March means you'll have bushy basil plants ready to go outside when the weather warms up. Basil seeds are tiny, so just sprinkle them on top of moist seed starting mix and barely cover them. Keep them warm. Basil likes it toasty, around 70 to 75 degrees. They'll germinate in about 7 to 10 days. Once they sprout, give them plenty of light. Basil seedlings get leggy fast if they don't have enough light, so a sunny window or grow lights are essential. Here's the thing about basil: 1 plant can produce for months if you harvest it correctly. Pinch off the growing tips regularly to encourage bushier growth and prevent flowering. Each time you pinch, the plant branches out and produces even more leaves. March-started basil means you'll have huge productive plants by June that you can harvest from all the way until frost. Fresh pesto, caprese salads, Thai dishes. Basil makes everything better. Seed 6 summer squash, variety beyond zucchini. Summer squash is basically zucchini's colorful cousins, yellow crookneck squash, pattypan squash, round zucchini. They all grow the same way and produce just as abundantly, but they give you variety in your harvests. Start summer squash seeds indoors in March using the same method as zucchini biodegradable pots. 1 seed per pot, warm temperatures. They germinate quickly and grow fast, needing only 3 to 4 weeks indoors. The reason to grow multiple types of summer squash is flavor and texture variety. Yellow squash has a slightly different flavor than green zucchini. Patty pan squash is perfect for stuffing. Having variety keeps summer meals interesting. Summer squash started in March produces from early summer until frost. You'll be harvesting continuously, and like zucchini, one plant is usually enough for a family. Seed 7 eggplant. The heat-loving slowpoke. Eggplant is one of those vegetables that absolutely must be started early, because it's even slower than peppers. From seed to harvest, you're looking at 100 to 120 days in many varieties. Start eggplant seeds indoors in March. They need 8 to 10 weeks of indoor growing time. Like peppers, they need warmth to germinate, around 80 to 85 degrees. A heat mat is really helpful. Eggplant seeds can be slow to germinate. Don't be surprised if it takes 10 to 14 days. This is normal for eggplant. Just plant a few extra seeds to account for it. The payoff for starting eggplant in March is beautiful, glossy fruits by mid to late summer. Homegrown eggplant has a flavor and texture that store-bought can't match. Grilled eggplant, eggplant parmesan, baba ganoush, it's all better with garden fresh eggplant. Seed 8 melons, sweet rewards for patient gardeners. Last but definitely not least, melons. Watermelons, cantaloupes, honeydew, these make summer feel special, and they absolutely need to be started in March if you want ripe melons before fall. Melons need a long, warm growing season. Most varieties need 80 to 100 days from transplanting to harvest. Starting seeds indoors in March gives them the head start they need to actually produce ripe fruit. Start melon seeds indoors 3 to 4 weeks before your last frost date. Use biodegradable pots because melons hate root disturbance. Plant 2 to 3 seeds per pot about an inch deep, keep them warm, and they'll germinate in about 5 to 7 days. Here's what makes March started melons worth the effort. Biting into a sun-warmed melon that you grew yourself is one of the peak experiences of gardening. Store-bought melons are picked unripe and shipped across the country. Garden melons ripen on the vine and develop sweetness you literally cannot buy. Here's your mission. Get at least 5 of these 8 seeds started this month. Don't wait until you have perfect conditions. Just start the seeds. Gardening is a learn by doing skill. If you've never started seeds indoors before, start with the easy ones: tomatoes, zucchini, cucumbers. They germinate reliably and grow vigorously. Build your confidence. The seeds you plant this March determine what your summer garden looks like. You can have those massive harvests that make your friends jealous, or you can be buying vegetables at the store all summer. So tell me, which of these 8 seeds are you starting this March? Are you going all in with tomatoes and peppers? Ready for the zucchini avalanche? Drop a comment and let me know what you're planting. Here's to your best garden ever.